America is one big fat melting pot, and I am just the guy to stir it.
You have a meat massager on the payroll?
Yes, I do.
Now, you might think that after 50 states and hundreds of meals, I'd be ready to throw in the napkin.
Woo!
Well, think again, because the foods are still delicious, usually,
It's actually the intestine of a pig. Y'all want some?
and the stories behind them are all. Then we're off to find out why Virginia is for lovers. Of pork, that is.
We like to hang them. We like the pig.
As we uncover some of the secrets of classic Southern barbecue.
This is the best, ain't it, brother? The best. It is. The best.
Then things get a little crazy as we indulge in some of the more unusual parts of the pig.
I mean, pig feet. I love it.
Say moo
That's how you eat it.
and oink. Because this is Taste of America.
We are now headed to Emporia, Virginia, home of the Virginia Pork Festival, where they serve all kinds of pork. Pulled pork, pork stew, head cheese, pig's feet, everything you think of, except for the squeal. Come on.
Pork may be the other white meat, but here in the small town of Emporia, Virginia, it is the only meat. They've been celebrating their main dish with a pork festival here since 1974. And Virginia's love for the oinker actually started back in the early 1600s. You see, when the colonists arrived, there were lots of wild pigs running around. And they realized that they were pretty easy to catch, easy to raise, and tasted pretty darn good. And that left the new residents in hog heaven. Over the years, pork became a mainstay at every social function. In fact, eating the pig was often the reason for the get-together. Today, they're carrying on this time-honored tradition by celebrating with one of the world's largest outdoor barbecues.
Pork Festival. Yes, Emporia, Virginia.
Now, this festival attracts over 50,000 people. And if you want to go, you better get your tickets in advance because they're normally selling out. They'll go through about 43,000 pounds of pork, cooked up more ways than you even thought possible. And the man with all the know-how is pork expert John Parker.
Everybody here is crazy about pork, and we got 43 items that they'll be able to sample today and go home satisfied that they've had any kind of pork they want to experience.
So what kinds of pork do they have here at the festival?
We'll have sausage here today. We'll have loin here today. We'll even have chitlins, and I'm going to sample those before I go home.
My favorite thing to eat at the festival would be pork loin.
I personally like the country ham.
Well, the grilled pork chops were good. And the sausage biscuit was real tasty.
Spare ribs. Best in Virginia.
Ribs, and we had the pork loin. They were delicious now.
I mean, pig feet. And I'll tell you, at the Virginia Pork Fest, this is one of the most exciting delicacies you can have. And I tell you what, I love it.
Though the pork sounds delicious, we're going to check out some of these delicacies later on. First, we're hooking up with Michael Ferguson of the Brick Roofing Club. He's going to show us all about classic Virginia barbecue, which always means pork.
How y'all doing today? Glad to have you here. One of the things that our club is known for in the community is our pork barbecue. I'd like for you to see some of the barbecue, if you don't mind, show you exactly how we do it.
Don't mind at all. So, what you got cooking today?
These are pork shoulders that we're cooking. We get it off of here in probably another 30, 45 minutes. We'll run it through a buffalo chopper, and that chops it up. To me, no barbecue is as good as it is cooked out in an atmosphere like this. You know, maybe it's all psychological, I don't know, but it does make a good product.
But the pork's only half the story, right? When you're talking barbecue, you gotta have a killer sauce, right?
Our sauce, I think, will please you.
And here's how the barbecue sauce is done right here in Virginia. First, you heat up a bunch of vinegar, then you add in a tomato-based red sauce and a bunch of your favorite spices.
He's putting the good stuff in it now. That's the stuff that gives you a little heat to your barbecue. Your black and your red pepper.
Every region has their own particular style of barbecue sauce. So what makes Virginia's different from, I don't know, North Carolina?
When you go over to Carolina, when you see barbecue sauce being made, there is no red color to it. It is more of a clear vinegary color.
Now, Texas, they make a thick, rich, tomatoey sauce without all the vinegar. How does that compare to Virginia's?
Texas, I've eaten Texas barbecue. Texas barbecue is good, but it does not compare to hometown Virginia barbecue.
All right, so the pork shoulders are finally done cooking.
All right, we're getting ready to chop up some here. Going into the chopper. Woo, that's hot. Woo, that's hot. Woo. Normally, 2 turns. We'll chop it up like this. Like I said, we don't want to get too fine because when you do, you get a mush.
A generous dousing of the barbecue sauce, and you hit hog heaven.
That's all right. That's good. Good Greensville County pork barbecue. The way we make it at the Virginia Pork Festival. Glad to have you.
This is the best, ain't it, brother? The best. It is. The best.
It's got a little kick to it. Really good.
I'm from North Carolina. We have good pork in North Carolina, but this is really good. If this line will get out of the way, I'll get back up there and get me another mess of it.
All right, so Virginia pork barbecue is obviously a hit, but we've yet to check out some of the wildest pig cuisine you've ever seen. Up next, wake the kiddies and call your mama. We're going bobbing for pig's feet. We're in Emporia, Virginia, pigging out at the Virginia Pork Fest.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Now down here, they're serving up all your pork favorites, like your pork chops, your ribs, and your country ham. But for the more adventurous type, there's plenty for you to choose. And the man who knows his hog from head to toe, Mike Jones.
Pigs, like a lot of animals, you can eat most every part of it. Matter of fact, the old saying is you eat everything except the squeal, and that's pretty much the case.
At this festival, nothing on the pig goes to waste, and Mike's offering up a dish to prove it.
They'll call it head cheese, they call it sauce, they call it brawn. What this is you've taken pig's head, pig everything, boiled it down until it all fell off the bone. Then they take and mince it up into fine pieces and then mix it back in with that residual jelly. You put it in a forming pan, take and put it in the refrigerator and let it solidify.
Yeah, but why call it sauce?
I do not have a clue. What would you call it if you took and boiled a pig's head? You give it your...
Well, what does it taste like?
It tastes like sauce. That's all it is, sauce.
Oh, it's a unique flavor. It's really good and crunchy.
You hit a little bit of bone on occasion. You hit a little bit of cartilage on occasion. It's good.
Clearly, people like the sauce. So let's step on up and see what else Mike is serving up.
These are pickle pig's feet. In a home environment in the South where you want to pickle them, you take and you clean them and you rinse them and you put them in boiling water and then you put it in a jar and add vinegar. Let it sit at least 2 days. That way it soaks into the pig's feet. And then the longer you put it in the refrigerator and let it sit, the better it gets. Until some of your neighbors from New York come and tell you to take it out of the refrigerator. Some people say it's yucky and some people say it's yummy. And of course, that's true with a lot of pig parts and pieces. But it's got more protein and less fat than a pork loin that you buy out on the street.
All right, well, how do you cook pig's feet?
You can braise them, you can barbecue them, you can stew them, you can do most anything. It's a Southern tradition. People love them. It's not uncommon in the South to be bobbing. You can bob for apples, but you can bob for pig's feet. And we're gonna put a few in here. She's gonna show you how to bob for a pig's feet. Go for it, Elizabeth. Hold on to it. Elizabeth, what are you doing Saturday night? If you can't bring your girlfriend here and have a good time, you need to get another girlfriend, is all I can tell you guys, because we got it all.
All right, just when we thought we've partaken in every pig part possible, let's see if we got the guts for the chitlin booth. And what are chitlins?
It's actually the intestine of a pig.
That's right. Chitlins are pig intestine, but how would you serve something like that?
Boiled and fried. Boiled and fried. Get them while they're hot. Get them while they last, because it don't last long.
And what do they taste like?
Tastes like pork rinds. Got just like pork rinds, and these are very similar, just a little bit chewier. I'm the mayor of Oxford, North Carolina. We brought 46 with us, and we love chitlin. I'm a born, raised country boy now. I like hog chitlins.
I can eat anything except them chitlins.
Well, there you have it. People here just love their pork, and they've eaten a whole hog. Literally.